you might not feel like you're getting ahead financially. Some days it probably feels like you're just trying to stay afloat while everyone else seems to be moving forward. But what you may not realize is that certain shifts are already happening in your mindset, your habits, and your daily choices. And if you've been paying attention to how you think about money lately, there's a chance you're already on the path to wealth, even if it doesn't look like it right now. This video is for you if you've ever wondered whether you're truly making progress. Because today, we're going to look at the silent signals that suggest you're quietly moving toward financial success. The first silent signal: you respect money even when you don't have much of it. People who are headed for wealth tend to treat small amounts with intention. You don't blow every extra coin on impulse. You calculate your spending without guilt. Even when money is tight, you're not reckless with it. And that's a huge sign. The wealthy weren't always wealthy, but they built the habit of discipline long before the bank account caught up. If you're already doing that, you're setting a foundation that many people never build. You also delay gratification. Not because you have to, but because you want to. If you naturally choose long-term wins over short-term thrills, that's a mindset that sets you apart. People heading for wealth are okay waiting. They invest in skills instead of status. They spend on books instead of brands. They understand that today's restraint is tomorrow's reward. And more importantly, they don't see sacrifice as loss. They see it as strategy. Another silent signal is that you question what everyone else blindly follows. You don't jump into trends just because others are doing it. You think twice before upgrading your lifestyle, even when your income goes up. You pause before making big purchases. Ask yourself if they really add value, and often realize they don't. This kind of critical thinking is rare, and it quietly protects your future. You track things. Not obsessively, but intentionally. You know where your money goes. You check your statements. You may even budget, not because you're broke, but because you're in control. Most people avoid looking at their finances because it makes them anxious, but you'd rather face the discomfort than live in denial. That awareness? It's one of the strongest financial tools you can have. You're curious about money, not in a greedy way, but in a thoughtful, practical way. You read about it, you watch videos like this, you ask questions most people ignore. The people who become wealthy rarely do so by accident. They pay attention, they learn, they improve little by little, and they're not loud about it. They're just consistent. You're not trying to look rich. You don't feel the need to wear your worth on your sleeve. You've started realizing that peace of mind is more valuable than attention. You choose comfort over comparison. You live within your means and sometimes well below it. People may not even realize how smart you are with money. And that's exactly how you like it. You protect your time. You don't overcommit. You're learning to say no to things that drain you. Not just financially, but mentally. You've started seeing time as your most limited resource, and you're intentional with where it goes. People who become wealthy often start by valuing time more than money, because time is the one thing you can't earn back. You also set goals. Maybe you don't talk about them, but you have a vision for where you want to go. You're working towards something. Even if it's slow, even if no one sees it yet, you're showing up. You're making small progress daily. And that's more powerful than bursts of motivation that fade overnight. You avoid unnecessary drama. You're not caught up in what everyone else is doing. You don't waste time comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. You stay focused on your own path. People who build wealth tend to avoid chaos. They like clarity, direction, and peace. If you've started choosing calm over conflict, that's a silent strength that will serve you well. You think long-term. When something goes wrong, you don't panic. You plan. You ask what this means for your future. You don't just chase what's convenient now. You consider how each decision affects the bigger picture. That mindset, thinking years ahead instead of days, is a rare but powerful trait. You live beneath your means, not out of fear but by choice. You find satisfaction in being financially stable. You've stopped trying to upgrade everything. You don't feel the need to stretch yourself thin just to keep up appearances. You understand that building wealth doesn't require you to be miserable, but it does require self-control. And you're okay with that. Privacy has started to matter more to you. You don't need to share every win. You don't overshare your goals. You move quietly. You talk less and do more. That shift from performing to building, that's a major sign. Wealthy people rarely announce what they're doing. They just do it. You've begun seeking quality over quantity. In purchases, in relationships, in how you spend your energy. You've realized that buying less but better saves you more over time. You no longer chase trends. You choose what lasts. That mindset isn't just minimalist. It's strategic. You notice patterns. You reflect. You've begun to recognize what triggers bad spending, what motivates you, and what keeps you consistent. That self-awareness leads to better decisions. You learn from your mistakes without beating yourself up, and that balance of accountability and self-kindness is rare. You don't depend on motivation. You show up even when it's boring. You save even when it's not exciting. You learn even when no one is watching. That consistency, especially in the quiet phases, is one of the clearest signs of someone who will build wealth over time. You take ownership. You don't blame others for your financial situation. Even if your start wasn't easy, you focus on what you can control. You've stopped waiting for someone to fix things for you. That shift from victimhood to responsibility is what separates people who stay stuck from those who rise. You make peace with not having it all figured out, but you stay curious. You're open to learning, you're not afraid to admit what you don't know, and you're willing to find out. That humility mixed with hunger is a rare combination. Most people either think they know it all or believe they can't change. You're in the middle, and that's where growth happens. And most importantly, you've started to find comfort in simplicity. You no longer associate happiness with spending. You enjoy stillness. You appreciate a good meal, a quiet evening, a slow weekend. That ability to feel content without needing more is a deeply powerful trait, because when you stop chasing noise, you start hearing what really matters. So if you've been quietly doing the work, if any of this sounds like you, take a moment to acknowledge it. These aren't small things. These are the building blocks of something real. You may not be rich yet, but if these habits are showing up in your life, you're already on the right path. Even if the results haven't fully arrived yet, the journey won't always feel exciting. Some days it'll feel like nothing's changing. But the discipline you're building, the small choices you're making, the way you think about money, all of it is creating momentum. Quiet progress is still progress. And while most people stop when it gets boring, you didn't. You kept going. That matters more than you think. It's never about being perfect. It's about staying consistent, showing up even when no one notices, making smart choices when it would be easier not to, pushing forward when it feels slow. That kind of consistency, the kind that happens when no one's watching, is the foundation of real, lasting freedom. So keep going, keep learning, keep showing up for yourself. And most of all, stay grounded, because the wealthiest version of you probably isn't the loudest one. It's the version that's calm, focused, and completely in control. And every quiet decision you've made so far has brought you one step closer to that version. You're not falling behind. You're not off track. You're just building brick by brick. The kind of life that doesn't need to be flashy to be successful. A life that's rich in peace, options, and control. And if this video helped shift your perspective, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone else who's quietly doing the work too. Thank you for being here, truly. Whether this is your first time watching or your last for a while, just remember this: real wealth is built silently, over time, through the kind of choices no one else sees, but that your future self will thank you for.